Welcome back, guys. My name is Danny Burke, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 insane sleepwalking stories. Now, the last video we did on this was fascinating, weird, and a little bit scary, I think. Sometimes people do very strange things when they're asleep, and they don't even know that they've done it. Maybe you are one of those people. Let's see if these stories sound familiar. Starting off at number 10 now, we have the crane. In 2005, an unnamed 15-year-old girl sleptwalked up a 130-foot tall crane in London. Police and fire crews there responded to a call by witnesses who thought this was a potential suicide attempt. However, when they got up to the top of the crane, they found the girl just curled up and fast asleep. They were worried that waking her would startle the girl and cause her to fall off the crane. They got the girl's parents to call her phone, which woke her up gently, and at that point they brought her down safely with a hydraulic lift. At the number 9 spot now, we have James Currans. In 1988, this 77-year-old man sleptwalked straight out of his home in Utah and into a muddy pond. When he woke up, he found his legs were stuck in the mud and there were alligators moving in towards him. Yeah, some of them were apparently bigger than 3 feet, and James had to beat them with his cane to get them away. Luckily, a neighbor heard him yelling and then called the police, who used lights to scare away the alligators and finally free James. Can you even imagine how scary that would have been to wake up to? He sleptwalked his way into an actual nightmare. Coming at number 8 now, we have sleep eating. Anna Ryan is a woman who has been sleep eating for years. At first, she didn't even realize she was doing it and would wake up just feeling exhausted, almost as if she had been doing something all night. A doctor got her to participate in a sleep study, and the results showed her for the first time that Anna was getting up to eat in her sleep. She had gained 60 pounds in the year and a half that she had been eating in her sleep. She would even carry food out of the kitchen to go and eat in her bed, and she had no idea. One time, she even ate some medicine. Yeah, the medicine cabinet is now apparently locked. Next up at number 7 now, we have the detective. This is one of the single most insane things I have ever heard of. In 1887, French police detective Robert Ledru was asked to investigate a murder on a local beach. He analysed the footprints that the killer had left in the sand and noticed that they must have been missing a toe. This was especially shocking to Robert because he too was missing that exact same toe on his own foot. Before that day, Robert had also found wet and sandy socks in his home. He put all of the clues together and realised that he was the actual killer. He had murdered the victim in his sleep. He turned himself in to police and then spent the rest of his life under home arrest. How crazy is that? Pretty crazy. Very crazy. Next up at number 6 now, we have Lee Hadwin. This man from Wales is famous for his paintings. The interesting thing about him though is that he can't paint very well when he's awake. All of his art is done while he's sleepwalking. This strange habit started when Lee was just 4 years old and hasn't stopped since. He's now a full-time artist. Donald Trump even owns a piece of his work, and a drawing that he did of Marilyn Monroe was sold to the Marilyn Monroe Museum for over £4,000. Psychologists have been unable to find the cause behind this strange behaviour. So far, Lee has produced over 600 paintings in his sleep with no signs of stopping. Why would you? At the number 5 spot now, we have the DUI. On a cold night in Denver in 2003, a nurse took some sleeping pills and then went to bed. She then sleptwalked into her kitchen, drank half a bottle of wine and walked straight out towards her car in sub-zero temperatures. She then crashed her car at an intersection, but even that didn't wake her up. She got out and started peeing in the middle of the road. That's exactly how 2 police officers found her, and when they tried to arrest her for doing that, she assaulted them. When she finally woke up, she pleaded guilty to reckless driving, but still didn't remember a single moment of that night. Next up at number 4 now, we have the album. This is the incredible story of Dion McGregor. In the 1960s, his roommate noticed that Dion would do something very strange in his sleep. He would narrate his own dreams. That's right, he would describe out loud every last detail of what he was seeing and feeling in his dreams at that moment. His roommate recorded it all, and with Dion's permission, the recordings were released as an actual album. These days, you can find the entire album collection on YouTube. In fact, here's a little sample if you are interested.
That one looked like a button. One screwed in and one screwed out. You had to be very careful.
Okay, moving on to number 3 now, we have murder. In 2003, 83-year-old Edward Lowe was found beaten to death in his garden. Police arrested his son, Jules. The pair had been out drinking the night before. Jules admitted to killing his father, but told police that his family had a history of sleepwalking brought on by drinking alcohol. Now, because of this, his lawyers argued diminished responsibility. After a lengthy and detailed court case, Jules was cleared of the murder of his father. Is that fair? What do you guys think of this? It's been hotly debated since. Next up at number 2 now, we have molesting. On New Year's Eve 2009, Alan Ball drank heavily at a house party and fell asleep on the sofa. Later on, he got up, went upstairs and climbed into bed with an underage girl whom he then kissed on the lips. He was charged with sexual assault, he lost his job and could only see his daughter during supervised visits. A year later, a judge cleared him of sexual assault after Alan claimed he was sleepwalking at the time of the incident and had no memory of the event. This verdict came after he was studied by 2 medical experts who found a history of sleepwalking in his family. This story sparked a big debate about whether or not sleepwalking is a valid defense against a crime and how easy is it for someone to lie about it. What do you guys think of this one? And finally, number 1 now, we have the fall. In England in 1993, a 9-year-old boy called Stuart Miller sleptwalked out of a window on the 4th floor of his tower block. It left him paralysed from the waist down and in a wheelchair. His family took the local council to court and said they were responsible for failing to make the windows childproof. The judge agreed and Stuart was awarded £1.35 million in damages. That's about $2 million American dollars. This was a landmark case because it meant that companies started doing more to make sure they couldn't be blamed for what sleepwalkers got up to at night. Alright guys, that is all I've got for you for now. I'm a little bit worried personally about falling asleep tonight. Don't want to fall out of a building or something. What about you guys? Are you sure you're not asleep right now? No, you're probably awake. My name is Danny Burke, thanks for watching as always, and I will see you all in the next video.